NBC's coverage of the Subway 500 is brought to you by Subway, fresh-made sandwiches on fresh-baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. By Aflac, ask about it at work. And by Budweiser, the best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser.
Got 185 laps to go here in the Subway 500, and Jeff Gordon is the man of the hour right now. Second up on Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Tony Stewart, Jeff Burton, and Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 5. 32 cars on the lead lap. 10 caution flags so far today. 8 different leaders. Jeff Gordon has led the most, followed by Dale Jr., Terry Labonte, Kurt Busch, Joe Nemechek. Other leaders, Rusty Wallace, Kevin Harvick, and Tony Stewart.
Boy, Jimmy Johnson, that 48 car, is trying his best to get around 99.
Little Debbie lap leaders give you the picture on who spent the most time out in front today.
It's Gordon, Jeff Gordon, easily now, getting those 5 bonus points for leading the most laps in an event.
And still racking them up.
Yep. Jeff Burton having a solid run, trying to hang on to 4th spot. Marty?
Just a terrific run from the 21st starting position. He came on the radio about 15 laps ago. He said, you know what? It's a little hard to pass out here. Paul Andrews came back, said, hey, you're doing the best you've done all day long. Car looks terrific. Just keep doing what you're doing because it looks good. He has to run that higher line. That's what Jimmy Johnson's trying to take advantage of.
Jeff Burton, 5 top 5 finishes in the last 7 races at Martinsville, and this is a home game for him somewhat. South Boston, Virginia, about an hour's drive up the road from here in Martinsville.
Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, trying to put Ricky Craven 32 a lap down. That's allowed Junior to close right up on the back bumper. So it is a little difficult to pass around this racetrack.
Craven 32nd place, now goes to the first car 1 lap down, and you see that big pack of traffic ahead that driver 24 is going to catch up to in a hurry.
Jason Leffler, 0 car. Looks like he's got a flat tire.
Yeah. And that's right in the middle of that traffic in front of the leader. Man, and he's going to get to pit road.
Luckily.
That was ugly.
Yeah. And luckily that casing that carcass did not come off the wheel and stay on the racetrack. Otherwise, the caution flag would have had to have been waved to remove that.
Seen a lot of left rear tires go down today.
Yeah, and it can't all be, well, I don't know.
My guess is it's contact
between cars, or I wonder if brake heat.
You wouldn't really see it there.
You would think in the rear it would be a problem because the fronts, I don't know, brakes are probably 100, 200 degrees warmer in the front than they are the rear.
So just a lot of contact between cars.
More than that even, I bet.
I saw a lot of cars today with blowers on their rear brakes, not just the fronts. That's why I brought it up.
Yep.
Jeff Gordon on Michael Waltrip. Michael did not pit under that last caution, restarted second, and he's just gone a lap down, so that didn't work out.
That's a plan that did not come together.
These guys are starting to come up on a lot of cars that can be putting a lap down.
Derek Cope's car has been retired from the race. Mechanical problems for him. We talked about Bobby Labonte's troubles earlier. The only other car that's in the garage, Sterling Marlin, with a punctured radiator.
Take a look at Mike Skinner's brakes. Brake cam.
See down the straightaway as he applies the brakes. You see the reflection. We can't quite see the rotor because the tire is deflecting so much.
But they don't look bad.
No, they don't. What's that tire, the bottom of the tire, just how much it deflects, tries to pull itself off that rim. That baby's getting the grip, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll be able to see the reflection right there. The rotor's glowing. But like you said, Benny, he's getting some pretty good grip. You get good grip, you don't use as much brake here.
Mike in the 0-1 car, running in 28th place. He's last on the lead lap. That is Jeff Gordon coming up behind him to try and put him a lap down. Gordon still holding off Junior.
Tony Stewart is a couple of seconds behind this battle for the lead.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. last 3 Martinsville finishes, 5th, 4th, 3rd, excuse me. Led 195 laps of the race here in April, tangled with a lap car pretty late, and spun around.
They box him in here.
Boy, he gets through those corners so good.
Now see if Junior can keep him up, he may box him in behind Mike Skinner.
See that right front fender kind of pushed under on a bigger track. That would be a big issue. Not so much so here at Martinsville. Marty, how about that 8 car?
Pretty good, and I think he works the bottom line a little bit better than Jeff Gordon. That's what he's trying to do. He actually came on the radio a moment ago and said, I'm afraid to use the brakes. In fact, I think I'm not using enough brake. That's something you very rarely hear. Goes back to his rookie season at Richmond where they lost the brakes during a race. He said they come back here with half a pad sometimes left, BP. That's rare you hear a driver say, I think I'm not using enough brake here at Martinsville.
And Marty, I talked to Tony Uri's team this morning, and I asked how Junior taught himself to be so easy on the brakes. He said after that time when he used all the brakes up here at Richmond or someplace, his dad said, listen, you're going to have to learn to drive these cars without using much brakes. Follow me. He took him on the racetrack, made him follow him during practice. He said after that moment, Junior has never been hard on brakes again. Matt?
Benny, we were speculating a lot about the left rear tire on the 0 car. An interesting note, Mike Ford told Bill Elliott that on the last set of tires that came off his car, the left rear tire was actually 20 to 25 degrees hotter
Than any of the other tires, huh?
than the right front tire.
Wow.
That's amazing.
When that race that Marty was talking about, the race that Junior came up here, his first Winston Cup try here, and he hit everything, including a tow truck. Remember that? Got done at the end of the day, and his dad shook his head and said, he's got a lot to learn about Martinsville. He obviously has learned well. Now, Dale Jr. 3rd in the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship standings. What about the guy he's chasing, Matt Kenseth? Well, he's just taken the 21st position away from Jeremy Mayfield. Dave?
Well, during this run, Matt sort of assessed his day here. He said, I'm using up my brakes. I don't like that. And the leader has been too close to me from behind all day. He said, but the balance is pretty much better than it was in the spring. And they've gotten the car to rotate a little bit better through the turns. Matt has just been worried about his track position mostly all day.
As they run, Kenseth running in 21st, Kevin Harvick running in 9th, and Dale Jr. running in 2nd.
And Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car, has just gone by Tony Stewart. Wow. Taking over 3rd spot. What's going on with the 20, Matt?
Well, he says the car has lost a little bit in the center of the corner, but the forward bite issue that they have been fighting most of the afternoon is better. The 48 car, though, they are starting to hit on it, Benny.
I got you.
Tony Stewart running 2.5 seconds behind Jeff Gordon, still holding off Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the lead in the Subway 500. 163 laps to go here in Martinsville. NASCAR on NBC from Martinsville, Virginia with the Subway 500, the last short track race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series season. Jeff Gordon started on pole today, has led 159 of the 346 laps, but got shuffled way back in traffic when he had a problem earlier, though he has now reestablished himself in the top spot. Check out this race for 6th and 7th spot. Jeff Burton in the 99 being challenged by Ryan Newman in the 12.
And Burton in the 99 is struggling a little bit right now because Kurt Busch, this 97 car, drove by in the lap before. Now he's in jeopardy of losing another spot to Ryan Newman.
How about Jeff Burton? Marty?
Alan, about how many people are at the race today? About 90,000 maybe?
Yeah, it's a little bit better than that.
Yeah, how many of them do you think would be happy if this 99 car went to victory lane, the home state boy? Jeff Burton won this race back in 1997. I remember that day. A big home crowd following that afternoon, and his record at this racetrack is fairly spectacular. 9 top 10s in his last 10 races here, including that win back in 1997. Jeff Burton would be a very popular victor right now if he could pull off this win. But the car, a little bit loose for Jeff, getting looser the longer he runs. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Been a lot of talk about Jeff Burton as far as what's up with his team for next year. That sponsorship goes away at the end of this season.
Oh, here we go. Jimmy Johnson, 48, has caught Junior. You know, this is kind of like he was at Charlotte last week. We kept talking about Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman, and looked up, and here Jimmy Johnson has worked his way into the picture.
Still got some work left to do before you get close enough to him to challenge it, though.
Well, he was close enough at one point, but I think he lost it a little bit.
I think the traffic has been an issue.
Going by Todd Bodine, 54 car. Where's Todd at? Todd is the second car, one lap down in 25th place. 77 of Dave Blaney. Just behind Todd there. He's in 26th. So those two guys are racing for a spot while the other two race for second and third around them. Jimmy Johnson, best finish here at Martinsville. 6th place run this race, 2002. 6 top 10s in the last 8 weeks. Led about a third of the race at Charlotte last Saturday night. Came up with a 3rd place finish. Hey, the team kind of, I don't know if I want to use the word struggle, but they had a lot of finishes in the teens in the spring and the early summer. 12th, 14th, 12th, 13th. Trouble turn 4. Mark Martin, Hermie Sadler.
Wow, right in front of Gordon. I can't believe he got through that. Because he could not see a thing, I'll promise you that.
Hey, sometimes you got to be lucky to win these things.
Yeah, most of the time.
Hermie Sadler, James Madison University colors.
That's where his brother Elliott started school and didn't finish there, won a year. All right, now then, all the leaders will be coming down pit road.
And pit road is open this time. You see the green flag there. And this could be the last stops of the race if this thing goes green to the finish.
Yeah, probably will be.
145 laps to go, and leader Jeff Gordon crosses the start-finish line on the pit road. Matty.
And I just spoke with Chad Knaus right before that caution, and he said, I don't know, we are just slowly working on it. They started out with a very vanilla setup as they go to work on the left side of that 48 Chevrolet. Bill.
Kurt Busch on pit road. They'll take the tear off from the windshield. It's 4 tires, a quarter pound out of the right front and the right rear tires. His car's good. Marty.
Jeff Gordon in the lead, happy with the car, said I could use a little more forward bite. Robbie Loomis thought about a chassis adjustment, decided not to do it. They will make no changes on the stuff for Jeff Gordon, give him 4 tires and a windshield tear off.
Matt Kenton, no delay leaving his pits this time. They changed 4 tires, made an air pressure adjustment in 3 of the 4 tires, and lowered the track bar. His car was loose off the corners.
Looks like Harvick had some trouble down there.
Yeah, it looked like left front, maybe they had an issue. Get a follow-up on that in a minute. Looks like the race off pit road was a close one. All right, let's check out the reason that we're under the caution. Trouble in turn 4. Hermie Sadler and Mark Martin got tangled up just in front of leader Jeff Gordon.
See Jeff Gordon trying to put a lap on Greg Biffle in a 16 car and gets alongside, and around those 2 cars go, and
Look at all that smoke.
and Mark keeps his car going, and that's important. He beats the 16 to the line, so he becomes a lucky dog.
There's 2 lucky dogs in that deal.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon being the other one. And if Mark wouldn't have gassed it, if he would have just stopped there, Jeff Gordon would have run into the 6
Probably
car.
would have, yes.
So under caution with 143 laps to go, Jeff Gordon is the leader of the Subway 500.